Yo, my people, what's good? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Patala FC. We are within. And yes, we remain in suspense. We're curious. Who will be Chelsea's next manager? The rumors are swirling. It could be this guy, it could be that guy. I'm not trying to entertain those chats about Kieran McKenna, Enzo Maresca. I was a bit warmer about Enzo Maresca, but I feel no. He hasn't done a lot in football. Thomas Frank as well. I don't think it's the positive football that we're trying to get. The reports say that we're looking for someone that will dominate the game, get the team to play possession football, and a style of play that gets us trophies, right? In time. Poch was probably going to try his best, but we have to move on from that now. And Ruben Amorim's name is really loud right now. It's possible that Chelsea have held talks, or they could hold talks with Ruben Amorim, which is a bit ironic because I think about a month ago, Ruben Amorim was apologizing to the Sporting Lisbon fans, saying, yo, I'm sorry that I held talks in London with these West Ham guys and possibly at Stamford Bridge, who knows? But I don't know about Ruben Amorim. I did a bit of research just to see what's up. You know, why are they scoring so many goals, averaging 3 goals per game, especially in the Portuguese league? So it looks like they rely heavily on passes from the back line down the lines where they create parallel lines through midfield. Now, movement-wise, it's quite intelligent. When they start off, in the beginning, it's almost like there are 3 men in defense with the goalkeeper acting as the 4th defender, and then they pass it through the lines. Initially, there'll be 2 pivots, and the ball will move at a rapid rate, to be honest, through into midfield. They are hoping that teams press them. So when you press them high, they pass it solidly, I could say, down the lines through midfield. So now, Ruben Amorim, his system is interesting. The front 4 will rotate rapidly. Gyökeres has been the most benefactor, the biggest benefactor, because he knows how to make the 1-2s work. But as soon as the ball gets into the final third and they can play a high line in terms of defense, this team is quite lethal. So in these positions, they create space for their wing backs, or they create space in midfield in the center where there can be 4 to 5 players rotating through your midfield. So a pass can go straight to the wing backs from defense, or they could pass it straight into midfield. But this is depending on how they are pressed, of course. And if you don't press high, you might actually be able to beat them. Yeah, it's all in the passes in terms of this team. So I don't know if Chelsea can adopt this style of play. That's the thing that's a bit worrying, or concerning rather. I don't know if Chelsea are good enough in terms of ability on the ball. Playing a back 3 like this is heavy reliance in terms of us losing the ball. Do we have passes of the ball that are that efficient? And balls over the top would be beneficial if we also had quality in terms of passes over the top. Levi Kobo is capable. Badia Shields seems capable. We need to polish that side of our game before considering the system. Why XAVI Hernandez? I am the one, yeah, boy. Now, first things first, XAVI Hernandez is Spanish. And in football right now, Spanish managers are cooking. Let's be honest, across Europe, yes? And one went 51 games unbeaten just this season. Atalanta just broke the record. But overall, Spanish managers have such a positive reputation, and their football is daring. To be honest, it's daring football. And should Chelsea be seeking football that's progressive, daring, possession-based, dominating the game, I think XAVI Hernandez is our guy. And in terms of age, perfect stature, he's a winner. Come on now. In terms of play, Barcelona, I don't even like Barcelona, but in terms of their play, it's simple. It's simple in the case of we just need to be strong in terms of possession. We need to build a possession-based team, right? It's tactical in terms of back 4, 3-4-3, 3 or 4-3-3 rather. The 4-3-3 is something that Chelsea are definitely capable of with Caicedo at the pivot. Most times, well, in the beginning of last season, it was Oriol Romeo, reviving his career and winning La Liga. But then In attack, it can easily become a 3-4-3. But Barcelona plays so high that literally the back line will be on the halfway line and they'll try and choke you. Now, we all know what happens when Barcelona are exploited. Nonetheless, in possession, the interplay, we all know Barcelona are always a threat. And if Xavi can implement these tactics in this Chelsea team somehow, I think we have the right wingers. We have two pivots. They call them eights of sorts, right? We have Enzo Fernandez and Cole Palmer. That's our Gavi Pedri. That's what I'm assuming. And in those positions, Caicedo can become the third defender because the wing backs will be forward. And that's the 3-4-3 system in attack. But position needs to be very clinical. Very, very clinical. And I do see a bit of Spanish talent maybe coming into the setup at Chelsea. But yes, it sounds so simple on paper because it's a 4-3-3, 3-4-3 system. In terms of defense, it was actually funny that Barcelona didn't concede a lot of goals last season. It's almost like Ter Stegen being the fourth defender. Every time they were vulnerable in terms of defense, tracking back was immense, especially from the wing backs, as well as the wingers, to be honest. And they quickly become a back four, back five. So, hey, I don't know if this can work at Chelsea, though. I hope our players can develop the maturity to make the system work if we are to get XAVI Hernandez. But let me know your thoughts. Who's the manager that's really on your mind?